Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in about a minute. Real quick, when I say live, what I mean is I'm recording myself in real time, seeing the information. In other words, I don't know what's coming next. So if you're open to the idea of an unscripted, nitty-gritty, raw look into what it's like to be a day trader, how day trading can play out, then this will be a video for you. So I'm going to start off watching Tesla, or I think I will. And again, I just say I think because who knows, maybe something pops up here in the next minute that pulls my attention away. But as of now, the plan is to watch Tesla out of the opening gates. But I'll go ahead and pause for now and be back at the open. All right, I have an order to pick up some puts here at 1550. So Tesla price itself is needing to creep up a bit more. So it's getting close. There we go, in. So we'll see what it wants to do. Again, I'm at 1550. See if I can get some more down here at 14. Okay, got those. What is that? 652. Would be interested in adding some more if this thing wants to come down to 652. But need to see some sort of form of weakness first. So let's see what it wants to do. Try for some at 12. Got those. Gonna try for some at 1175. I think this thing's getting close to peaking out here. We'll pick up some more to break a 652, which is what I was talking about earlier. But first needs to come down through 652. So I'm watching 652 very closely here. Coming back down. All right, I will go ahead and pause for now, and I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, I have messed things up quite a bit. I thought I'd been recording this whole time, but apparently I was not. So I have some orders out there to sell at $13.25 and then $13.50. So this needs to come down a bit more. Okay, pulled off some there. Okay, still have 5 contracts left. I have 3 contracts left. I have 2 contracts left. So disappointed right now. From a video perspective, I thought this entire time. So all that, and I mishap. Oh, I apologize. So $500 on the trade, and I don't even really, because there was a bunch of, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, well, regardless, you saw the main part of it where I was building into the position. I saw the weakness forming here. Now, let me be very clear. Did I think it would get that far that fast? No, I don't, that'd be a little bit of a lie on my part. But picked up some more and went in my favor, worked out just fine. And yeah. Just trying to think, I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but I suppose that kind of comes with the territory. Like I said, these are live videos, and I know you longer time viewers have heard me say it time and time again, but they're very difficult to make because I'm having to think about what I'm going to say to you. I have to talk to you. I have to think about my own trade plans. How am I going to manage it? I'm trying to analyze as I talk and trying to make alerts in the chat room. So there's all sorts of stuff going on. And I don't say that for pity because nobody's forcing me to do this. I just say it to try to add perspective of why I don't do these videos every day, because they're very difficult. And sometimes the difficulty shows up in the form of just, I don't know why I wasn't recording. And I should also note that there was the one mistake, and this wasn't hindsight, but I did try to get more up around this area here, but I was a bit too slow on the trigger. Of course, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So there was a mistake there. And that's not hindsight. I definitely was just too slow, and had I gotten those, then I would have been able to, I don't think I would have still had all 5 contracts right now, because I would have had 5 more that I could have worked with, but so well, bummer, because that was a good trade of patience, not panicking out, trusting the system, trusting the strategy, all that. And well, I am potentially interested. I almost feel I got to be careful here because I feel guilty. Now I'm thinking, okay, well, got to make another trade here so I can capture the whole trade. So I got to be careful I don't just force a trade. But if this thing does want to come back down to around the 638 mark, I would be interested at that point. But this time for calls. So again, we'll call it the 638 range. So for the final time, I apologize for that. But overall, at least you saw the scaling in. I think you missed a couple more when I added though. But saw some of the scaling in, and then you saw all the scaling out. So at least I got the exit part of it. But yeah, let's see if I can get another trade here on the long side. All right, have an order at 13. Try to pick up a put here. Would like more than one, but this will Allow me to ease in. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up right here. There we go. 14. So let's see this thing start to come down. Bouncing up here a bit. Getting it in at 14. Quite the move here. Trying to get out at 13 for just a $100 loss. I don't want to panic out here for a bigger loss than it needs to be, but I don't know. Maybe I'm going to cost myself a bigger loss. I should just be getting out right now. Seems like it wants to come down some. Well, so $100-something loss there. Was potentially going to add some more, but then the way it started to fool around, didn't really like that, so I decided to just take the loss there. So now up 340, which is fine. I like that setup. Thought might get the rollover there, but did not get clearly didn't get the rollover. But if this thing wants to keep coming up, then could be another trade here. But so yeah, that one, what, 165, 185, I think. Yeah, 185 loss. And again, I was not planning on that. I was ideally just wanting a $100 loss, and I was trying to get out for 100. And in hindsight, no, as of now, that's still not quite accurate that I could have gotten out with 100, because I was trying to get out at $13, but didn't want to risk this because I cost myself an additional $85. Now, more times than not, it's best not to panic out and take a way bigger loss than it needs to be. I mean, it's still going to be a loss, but you don't want to take it like maximum loss if you think that you can, okay, it's going to be a loss, but doesn't need to be that big of a loss. However, in that situation, it ended up costing me $85 more, which will happen from time to time. But within the grand scheme of things, is $85 more going to make or break? No, but just from a kind of general transparency point of view, sometimes there's no for sure guaranteed, quote unquote rule or system that's going to ensure that you always play it perfectly. So I tried to play it kind of perfectly in the sense of not panicking out and taking a bigger loss, but that ended up, in hindsight, I should have just gotten out for the $100 instead of taking out $100 more. Does this thing want to come back down? Okay, in at 29.35 there. Looking for this thing to break down below 651. And 651 is the level I'm watching. Really 652 to get the party started. Okay, so there that one is. Bounce right off it again. Can it break? There we go. Nice little scalp. So I'll take that. Okay, well, good. Now I'm starting to feel better about missing that first trade. Quick little $65 in my pocket. But no, this thing keeps on sinking down now. All right, I'll pause. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to pick up some contracts here at 2150. And I got those. 3 contracts. So I got those at 2150. Let's go to 1950. Got some there. Averages at 2050. See what it wants to do. I did take out 3. And took the loss there. And now down up $75. And might have gotten fooled out there. Looks like I did. But I just couldn't risk it. I didn't want to go green, or excuse me, go red on the day after having been up 525. So a shaky morning for sure. But that was good on you, Tesla. You tricked me. Looking like it was going for a breakout. And now I would have been okay. Would have totally been okay. But hey, welcome to the world of hindsight trading. Well, one of these mornings here where things are going great. And then all of a sudden, things just turn around on you. And again, in hindsight, I would have been totally fine. But I just did not want to risk going from being up nicely to all of a sudden being back in the red. Okay, I'm at 1350 here trying to pick up some calls. So Tesla needs to pull back a bit more. I'll keep a close eye on it, but I'll pause for now. All right, going to try to pick up I did pick up a call here at 15. I like the pattern. This thing's either bouncing, and it'll be a nice profitable trade, or it won't, and it will be just a modest trade. And started to get the bounce, but then that fast came back down, but we'll see what happens with it. Wow. All right, and I got to be out. So I'm officially down $45 on the game. I've given back all my gains, and at that point I was only up 75, so figured if I could, look at that. This is the true life side of, I mean, I guess in my defense, I'm glad I got out, but this is the reality of being a trader here. Things were looking great for a second. Nice hammer, started to go green, and just like that, boop. Look at this. Unbelievable. Well, now down 45. Oh, great. And I got to post this video on YouTube. Fantastic. Fantastic. These are the times where I'm like, you know, why do I do YouTube videos? I don't want to post this. This is embarrassing, but it happens. It happens. Got that one, worked out great. And then just had other ones, didn't work out. That one fooled me, right? Thought it was, you know, getting ready to break out, so I had to get out, and then all of a sudden came in my favor. That one, thought it was getting ready to go up, and then said, no, just kidding. And then back down it went. So sometimes the market just fools you. The market just fools you. That's really all I can say. And if anything, if there's any encouragement, when you have days like this, where it feels like you can do nothing right, where the market just fools you, you know, at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, I realize money doesn't grow on trees, but only down $45 with commissions, I don't know, let's call it 60, 65, I'm going to be okay. I'll be okay. Yes, emotionally, you'll feel frustrated. Emotionally, that's how I feel right now. I feel frustrated. I feel like I'm a terrible trader. I feel like something's broken. But in all actuality, from a grand scheme of things, when you take a breath, take a step back and say, you know, I'm down $60, $65. I'll be okay as long as I continue to be disciplined. And I realize it seems goofy. Clay, how could you have been disciplined today? You went from 525 and now down 45. And I understand your perspective, but like I said, had any of those worked out, had the market actually not decided to be so tricky, then I wouldn't be back in the red. But I am in the red, but it's only $65. So that happens. You're not alone. I know in your mind, it almost, I don't know if it feels like the end of the world. That might be a little bit too dramatic, but it feels very, you know, it can really try to hammer at your confidence, hammer at everything, but you got to just stay confident that you actually do know what you're doing. I am stalling a little bit because, and this is, I'm just making sure in my mind right now that I'm not revenge trading, but 654 would be a very interesting level if that can come into play. I don't know if it will, but if it does, then that could be quite interesting. So I'm going to keep a close eye on it, but if that doesn't come into play, then I'm just going to call it a day and move on. But like I said, I do like a 654-ish potential entry here from the long side. All right, maybe I'm crazy, or maybe I'm just too slow on this one, but trying to get in here at 13, and I was not crazy. Problem is, I was right, but I was too slow. So there's a nice bounce right there. We'll see if it wants to come back down. This could be a faulty move to the upside. Maybe looking to trick people again. But definitely wouldn't want to make any moves on it unless this comes down to 664. All right, down around that area. But at this point, I got to admit to myself, I'm trying to force a trade right now. I really want to get back to green. Don't get me wrong, this is not some sort of random trade. I would not be shocked if it works out, but I would not consider this some sort of A+ setup, which is the type I should be taking right now, given the circumstances. So yes, it is working out. Not quite. We need to come down a bit more. But point being, I am acknowledging I am very much so enough. I want to get back to green. This YouTube video is going to be so bad. So yes, a YouTube video is pounded on the door. It's crept in, but I realize it's in the vicinity. That's why I need to make sure that if I do take another trade, it needs to be a really good setup. So yes, on that one, I would have been okay. But again, just wasn't quite an A+ setup. I do still really like those 654 if that comes into play. So I'm keeping an eye on that, but I'll go ahead and pause. All right, going to try to pick up. Did I miss it? 5 minutes looking great here. Bring over the 5 minute right here. So that's what I'm basing this on. However, quick plug, I do offer a podcast, the Stock Trading Reality Podcast, and I have a podcast that I'm actually supposed to start recording with the guest there. So by default, I'm not going to be able to take this trade now that I look down at the clock because it's almost 11 a.m., and that's when I had it scheduled for. So I was thinking about buying at 661, but hesitated because I all of a sudden noticed the time. And on that note, I have to go because I have to go record this podcast, but I'll be back afterwards. A great podcast now recorded, and I did take one trade during the podcast, but given it's during a podcast, I had to be very careful with it. And it didn't quite work out. I wanted to make more than what I did, but it didn't quite behave. But nothing to panic about, nothing to actually take a loss in regards to. But right there you can see, so I threw $35 in my pocket, just 35 because I only did one contract, and again, was just doing one because, you know, I'm very tiptoeing, and then I'm extra tiptoeing when I'm doing it on the podcast. But so that's where I sit right now, down $10 with commissions. I don't know, 35-ish dollars. But I do like this pullback here quite a bit. I'm interested in Tesla at 670 to potentially play some calls. But this one's got to drop down a bit more, but I'll keep a close eye on it. We're going to go ahead and get short here on Tesla. Looking for this. Now I'm doing just shares on this one, as that way my risk is more controlled. So let's see if this thing wants to come down here. I'm in at 676.40. And the video I know is already really long, so I'm going to go ahead and pause for now unless it looks like it starts to either go up and take me out or if it starts to go in my favor, but I will pause. And it's looking like I'm going to get stopped out. Not quite there yet, but it's not looking so hot. We'll see, though, if it wants to come back down, but looking a bit shaky, although nice little candle here forming if it can continue to form this way. Definitely need to come back down below 677. In fact, if the price can drop below 677, I would actually start to feel quite a bit better, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I'll go ahead and pause. Okay, it's knocking on 677. Okay, it is down through it. So yeah, maybe we'll get the move, and I was a tad bit early. We'll see. There we go. Fantastic. Nice little scalp there. And back into the green. $21, but with commissions, I'm probably break even. Break even at best. But it worked out just fine. And I'm also watching Nvidia off screen at 167.25. So potentially a trade there. So I'll keep a close eye on it. All right. Going for 167 here if it wants to get hit. 167.25 has been broken, but just want to try to err on the side of caution here. So I'll keep a close eye on it, but I'm looking for 167 to get short. And it's getting there and in at 167 exactly. So this thing is either going to give me some more continuation or not. Let's see what it wants to do here. I'm going to go ahead and pause for now, as it, may need to bounce around here a little bit. Well, maybe I'd be shocked if it broke 167 on this current move down. So I'm going to go ahead and pause. Okay, knocking on the door of 167. There's the break. Now can I get continuation is the question. Don't like how it's getting hung up in this area. I feel like I'm being very greedy. Not really breaking. I wanted to break down or get out, and when it did break down, I was looking for this thing to really get moving like I know Nvidia can. And it still may grind down to that area, but not how I was wanting it to see. Plus, again, I'm playing things very conservative here. But now up $30. Remember when I was up 525? I so don't want to post this video. But all right, let's come over to Tesla here. Because way back when I had mentioned 670, and I'm still interested in 670, which may finally be coming into play here. So yeah, let's go to 13.25. I'll go ahead and pause. Let's see if it comes down. All right, well, I'm going to wrap things up because this is getting ridiculous at this point. It's completely ego trading. It's completely YouTube voice trading of wanting to get back to green, which is just ridiculous because I realize this video is already, I don't want to post this one, but a whole lot of work, whole lot of trading for the end result with commit. Now, I'm up $30, but when you factor in the commissions and everything, I'm down $8.74. So yes, wow, over 30-minute video. Like I said, a whole lot of work for this result, and I don't know. Going back to just what a sloppy feeling day, but you know what? It happens. And I realize a lot of people, they don't maybe necessarily make it seem this way, but it happens. It will happen to you from time to time, but don't lose hope. Don't think that you're doing anything. Just don't start to question yourself. Now, if it's happening all the time, then okay, at that point, yeah, maybe there's something wrong. But at this point, I just got fooled, and then I had to go in ultra conservative mode and try to chip away at things. And even doing all that, I'm still down $8.75. So yes, I totally want to keep on trading just for the sake of saying I can get back to green, but that's completely silly. That's just ego trading, and that's not a wise move. And I'm just going to go ahead and wrap things up. So if you're still here with me right now, as far as I'm concerned, we are friends. If you appreciate the transparency, if you appreciate me posting this as embarrassing and kind of it's just as much as it is, like I said, if this is your first video you've ever watched of mine, I get it. You probably think I'm the worst trader ever, and I understand. All I would say is check out a couple other videos. You'll see that not all results are like this, but yeah, this happens. I don't want to post this video, but it will be posted. And you can take it as it is because, yeah, sometimes these sorts of days happen. And if you've been there before, you're definitely not alone. But given the whirlwind that was today, walking away down $8.74, you know what? I'm okay with that because, as I said earlier in the video, taking a step back, taking a breath, looking at things from the big picture, $8.74 is something that I'm very confident I'll be able to recover from. So like I said, if you appreciate that transparency, hit that like button, leave a basic comment below. And everybody take care. Have a good one. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.